name is Massoud Adibpour, and I'm from Washington, D.C.
And please tell us briefly about your project.
One of the projects I'm doing under this big project, which is called Make DC Smile, I'm doing this project where I have a chalkboard. I have this chalkboard, and I'm taking one photo a day each day for an entire year. And I'm going up to people, random strangers, with this chalkboard and just asking them this simple question: what makes you smile? And the whole reason I'm doing this project is because I think a lot of people forget about the simple things in life. We all forget. We're all busy with work, school, like paying bills, that we forget about the simple things that make us truly happy in life. And so that's why I'm trying to get people just write honest answers on this chalkboard. And what they do is they hold up the chalkboard in the middle of the frame, so when you transition from one photo to the next, it looks, since it's always in the middle of the frame.
Hold it up right in front of you. And I can see it now.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
So when you transition from one photo to the next, it looks like the chalkboard's not moving, but then the people, environment, and the answer is always changing with each photo as it transitions. It's like a slideshow. So I'm going to make a video at the end of the year with all 365 photos, and I'm going to have a photo exhibit early next year with all of them as well.
And probably in D.C.?
And probably, yeah, it'll probably be in D.C., and eventually I'd like to take it on the road and maybe just see what makes America smile. And I've actually...
What a great idea.
It's just really interesting. I've actually learned a lot about like what actually makes us happy, and I think a lot of it's like non-materialistic items, like stuff that's closest to us, like our family, friends, our pets, stuff that we just maybe take for granted on a daily basis. And
what's the strangest answer you've gotten so far?
One of my favorite ones is old couples flirting, and I thought that was actually a really funny one. But it's just, I don't know, just really interesting because I'm going up to people and either they're rejecting me and saying I don't want to be part of the project, or they say yeah, I'm interested. And what I do is I provide everyone with a copy of the photo, so that I email it to them, so that maybe they're having excuse me, maybe they're having a tough day, they can kind of just refer back to the photo and maybe think of something that makes them happy in life.
Well, there was a character in history who went around planting apple trees named Johnny Appleseed. Are you the one who wants to plant smiles around the city and around the country?
Yeah, it'd be nice. I mean, I think a lot of the news and media today is just based around stuff that's really negative in life, and I think that this is something that's really positive. I'm hoping to get like bigger names along the way. I'm a little over halfway through the project, and it's just really interesting. You know, I've taken this chalkboard wherever I go throughout the year. I've been to California this year, New York, Austin, North Carolina. So it's just, but everything, you know, it's like we're all relatively the same as far as like what makes us happy. You know, we all have these like core values, I think, and I think doing the chalkboard kind of helps promote that. And the idea is like at the end of the video, will just be like a blank chalkboard, so that people that are watching the video will think, what makes me smile, you know, and I'm hoping it goes viral and people just think for themselves, you know, what makes them happy in life, because maybe they aren't too sure, and maybe by putting on a chalkboard, then they'll realize that. So
that's so cool. Do you consider yourself to be a conceptual artist or a video artist? Because this seems like a little bit of a combination of both.
Yeah, I've never done anything like this, to be honest. So I'm not exactly sure. I guess once I make the video and once it's up online, then I'll have maybe a better idea. But I'm actually looking more forward to the photo exhibit, just because it's a lot. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of photos and a lot of work going into it. But I think it would just be interesting to see it all like laid out, you know, just so you can review all the answers within like a short amount of time.
So you started as a photographer?
Yeah, I mean.
Or do you consider yourself an artist? Or are you just a guy who came up with this great idea?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, that's a tough question, because I think there are days where I'm like, yeah, I am an artist, but then there are days where I'm just like, I don't know, I'm just interested in what other people have to say, you know, and so I can't really, it's hard for me to say I'm a photographer or an artist. I think I'm more just interested in actual people themselves.
What motivated you to do this project?
I'm just really interested in people and what they have to say, and I think a lot of people forget about the simple question right here in our lives, and sometimes we take it for granted, and then there comes that day when, I don't know, maybe we're sick or we're on like the cusp of maybe dying, you know, and I think it's just important to realize what makes you happy and then kind of work towards that. And I don't know. It's just really interesting. I'm just really interested in hearing what people have to say. You know, I think a lot of people are just very interesting, and it's hard to just engage with just random strangers these days. And I have to deal with rejection, you know, because a lot of people are just faced with that fear of rejection. You know, it just really, if you get rejected like a couple times, then it kind of just puts you in a bad, I don't know, just like a bad mood. But then also, for me, I just learned to deal with it. You know, I have to. The more I get rejected, then the stronger I am. I think is the best thing I've gotten out of this project, and because I have to get I just get one person a day to do the chalkboard, and so it's really important to just be like, you know, I got rejected maybe 8 times in one day, which has been the worst.
Oh,
But then, I mean, that's just how it is. Maybe they're having like a really tough day, or maybe they just, some people are just like, I don't want to do a photo, and it's just very understandable, and I just gotta move on and just wish them a good day, and then just go about and find that one person to do the chalkboard. So,
Now, do you mind telling us how old you are?
yeah, I'm 30.
30. You're 20. Okay. And can you tell us a little bit about what's your background? What's your educational background? What's your cultural background? What brought you to the table to come up with this idea?
My mom's from the Philippines, and my dad's Iranian, and I think that influenced me just because they come from two different, like, completely different backgrounds, you know, and it's a really interesting combination. And for me, I've gone to the Philippines several times, but I've wanted to go to Iran, and maybe it's not the best time now, and I will go at some point. But I've done some traveling after school. I went to James Madison University in Harrisonburg, Virginia, and I've been really interested in, like, people, you know, just like diversity, and then just like visiting these different cultures, because I think a lot of these countries and cultures get a bad rap based on like one like really bad story, and then by me going out there and forming my own opinion and learning about these cultures, then I have a completely different viewpoint, you know, on who they are to me, you know. And I think everyone just has their own opinion, but then maybe the media sometimes kind of tells us, hey, this is how you should think about this place. And that's just not how it is.
When you were in school, what did you study? What was your field of study?
It's called Technical and Scientific Communication, which is, the easiest way to say is like a combination of like web design, English, proofreading, that kind of stuff. So, and then I minored in music industry, and I work in a music venue right now, so.
Because you have a real compassion and humanity about you, so I wondered whether you were religious studies or philosophy. None of that stuff. No. Okay, so that's just your heart. And can you tell us anything about any perhaps future or upcoming projects? I mean, you've already mentioned that you'd like to expand this perhaps to worldwide.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of I just want to start hopefully a nonprofit at some point to kind of, maybe, I don't know if the chalkboard would be considered like a part of the nonprofit, but I think it's just an important thing, probably an important tool to help me build that nonprofit, because I think the more this project gets out there, then people will be interested in knowing if I'm doing anything else. And so I'm hoping to just start up some projects maybe that promote positivity within the community, and then hopefully teaching this to younger adults and students, you know, because I think they're like the future. And there's a lot of obviously bullying and school violence going on, so just if something we can promote as simple as this, or these types of projects.
Do you mean like maybe even possibly taking it into schools?
Yeah, absolutely. I've actually taken the chalkboard to a couple more mentor programs and some high schools in the area, and it's just really interesting to see what they have to say. And they're actually all very similar to adults, you know, and older people. And I think it's really interesting, you know. I think this could be even like I don't know if it's not a science project, but maybe it's just a study also, almost, you know, about like positive psychology. And like if you reinforce like the positive things in someone's life, then they're going to be better people. They're going to think about the more positive things in their life.
About your first project?
My first project started in February of 2012, and what I did is I took a lot of positive messages that are on Facebook and Tumblr and kind of just turned them into positive messages that people could see in real life, pretty much, out on the streets and just random street corners. And so I saw this one online, and I just turned it into I just made it myself as well. But it's just like I got this idea from someone online that posted it, and pretty much what it is normally like these are tearaway posts, and so people would normally have like their phone number and be like, hey, call me if you need a babysitter. But this one has just like maybe someone is just having a tough day and they need just one of these words to help them get through their day.
Love, happiness, strength, hope, peace, forgiveness, healing, inspiration, love.
Yep, and so people would just, it's actually, this is the first one I actually did, is I just put it on a street corner and I would cut out these little tabs right here, and within a day, like almost more than half of them were gone. And so it just kind of, I realized that a lot of people needed some of these like positive words in their life. So I kind of made more of these, and then I started a spin-off of that, and it's take what you will do, so that people did things. Like compliment a stranger is one of them. And it's like one of those things where if somebody takes like an actual tab, then people are more willing to actually do it, you know, because they have that physical, tangible like piece of paper with them. Then one of them is like write a letter to someone who changed your life, to someone I love you, try something new, take a different route to work. Just like something different, you know, to kind of change up their day.
Great
you know?
concept. That is a great concept.
But then these are just some of the other positive messages.
Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't we all need that one?
Yeah, this is probably one of our most popular ones. Then this is just like another example of believe in yourself, but then be in you or in different colors.
Oh, I love that.
So
oh,
I have like this
so
huge, I have a huge stack of them also, just different
Oh
colors.
my God.
These are all just different ideas that I've just jotted down, so.
That's fantastic. Thank you.